Almarie Garcia, and I'm reporting this topic with Miss Loisa Estorjillo. And our topic is about the factors affecting the teaching of composition. But before that, let us know first what is composition. Composition is the expression of thoughts, ideas, feelings, observations, experiences in written form or in oral form or in narrative form. It depends. It refers to the process of collecting thoughts or information, arranging them in a sequence, and expressing them in accordance with recognized standard of form. That's what composition is. A collection of ideas, thoughts, and information into an organized form. And also, it is also expressing your thoughts, your ideas, as what I have said, into an organized way. So after knowing what is composition, so let us proceed to what is the teaching composition, or how do you define teaching composition? So according to Dick Janet, the definition of teaching composition, like our definition of teaching in general, is solely the specifying of constraints. So in a teaching composition, it is like we're teaching with the guidelines and rules. So there are factors affecting the teaching of composition. First, we have motivation. Why is it a factor of one of the factors that affects the teaching of composition? It's because it helps learners to improve their interest towards writing or composition. It also encourages the learner to engage in writing or other composition. So by motivation, the learner or students will be motivated to compose a sentences or any writing composition, oral composition, or even a narrative composition. Through motivation, the students will be motivated enough to learn more. Second, we have positive environment or conducive classroom environment. A conducive classroom environment allows for the free exchange of ideas between the students and teachers. The physical and non-physical environments of the classroom is required to spark students' interest in writing. So, it is one of the vital factors affecting the teaching of composition. Because as what I've said earlier, that teaching of composition is likely that teaching in general. So when we are teaching, of course, we need to have a conducive environment for the learners to learn comfortably. So if the learners are comfortable and they are enjoying the environment, of course, they can be interested with the topic or the composition they are making. So third, we have positive teacher-students relationship. A healthy teacher-student relationship is vital in the acquisition of new skills, and teachers play a key role in building this relationship. The more the students and the teacher communicate, the more ideas generate. So, it is very important to have a teacher and student relationship, because if the student finds comfort in a teacher or the teacher is approachable enough, it can affect in their learning progress, or it can also affect their composition. So it is important factor in affecting the teaching of composition, because if the students and the teachers have a positive relationship, of course, that students will always be encouraged to compose, and the teachers will have a smooth flow of the lesson every day. The lesson of how composition should be done. And fourth one, we have digital technologies. Of course, nowadays, we are in the 21st century. The students feel the need for technology-based learning, internet, and digital technologies, such as social networking sites, smartphones, and texting, facilitating teens to express their thoughts and becomes creative. So technology has a disadvantage and advantage in the learners. So it is one of the factors affecting the teaching of composition, because the teachers might ask the students to compose their stories or the writings through social media, or even composing a file with the use of digital technologies, or the teachers can also disseminate the lesson through a digital or the gadgets. Next, we have assessment and feedback, or positive feedback. So why is it one of the factors affecting the teaching of composition? So it is because assessment is an ongoing process aimed at understanding and improving student learning. Through regular assessment, students' learning can be monitored. Assessment provides the necessary feedback, which positive, that can encourage the students to do more and be better in composition. So, through assessing the learnings of the students, the teacher can monitor the progress of the students. By that, the teacher will know or determine what to teach and what to do more to make the learners know how to compose, or to know the weaknesses and strength of the learners in terms of composition, or in composing some literary piece, or anything that is related to a composition. So through assessing, the teacher can give the feedback after. So by giving feedback, just make sure that the approach is positive. By that, the students will be encouraged to be better and to do more in composition. So it will be a important factor in teaching composition.
Day to all of my classmates, of course. So I am going to discuss about the factors that affects in the teaching of composition. So writing is an important skills for language production. However, it is considered a difficult skill, particularly in English as a second language context, where students face many challenges in writing. So some factors that affect in the teaching of composition are teachers' incompetence. So, incompetence of teacher is a significant problem affecting many school systems, students, and parents. So, the incompetence theory claims that personality defects are at the root of the incompetence of an educator, and that an incompetent educator is simply not appropriate for teaching. So, a significant part of changing the education system is understanding the traits of an ineffective teachers. Another factors that affect in teaching composition is the student's lack of interest. So, lack of interest can be triggered by trouble focusing, family issues, emotional problems, disabilities in learning, and many other variables. Sometimes it's just pure boredom all of the time. Not everything is about fun. Even the bubbling hormones that flow through the bodies of an adolescent will find it hard to focus on something other than the schoolmate in the nearest chair. Another factors that affects in the teaching of composition is the methodological inappropriacy. So this where the practices, procedures, and rules used by those who work in discipline or engage in an inquiry. These are a set of working methods that should be appropriate in the teaching process.
Okay, and that's all for today. Thank you for listening.